We made this completely ridiculous fake commercial that a lot of people thought was pretty funny. So we're gonna show you exactly how we did it. The challenge? Take an ordinary object and make it epic. That was the prompt for this filmmaking contest, and of course, we wanted to win it, so we had to come up with a really wild idea. Challenge accepted. Wait, feathers? Like, just feathers? I guarantee by the end of this video, you'll be convinced that feathers are pretty epic. And hopefully we'll make you laugh a little. We were brainstorming and cracking ourselves up, and I started writing down some of the bits that we were coming up with and forming a script. We liked the idea of this wildlife documentary style voiceover.
The monkey perches on the branch with the grace and agility of an accomplished acrobat.
Now we just needed someone with the perfect voice to read it. Someone with just the right balance of serious and silly. The auditions were all over the place.
Camouflaging. Waterproofing. Lighter than air. Bullseye! So stick this in your cat.
And then we found it. The perfect voice, the perfect performance, exactly how we imagined this joke.
Raining death from above. Camouflaging. Waterproofing.
That's the one.
We were trying to approach this video as a product video when feathers are more of like a concept. So we're trying to think of all the features that this product has. Feathers don't really get wet, the water kind of just runs right off. So I had this vision where we would just have one bead of water that just kind of runs off the end of the feather. A water droplet is really small, so in order to get that close, we had to use what's called a macro lens, which basically allows you to focus extremely close to your subject. It's a lot like looking through a magnifying glass. It took a while and it got everything wet, but I think it turned out really cool.
Worth it. The mess is gonna be worth it. So we've established that feathers and animals are pretty epic, but we're not stopping there. As this video escalates, we want to show some other uses, some other ways that feathers can be epic, and we thought of the quill pen. The Declaration of Independence was written with a feather. That's pretty epic. We imagined a scene where there's a founding fathers type character who has just signed the Declaration of Independence, and then he gives the middle finger to the camera. So to capture this scene, we needed to get a quill pen, and we don't have one of those, and that's gonna be kind of expensive and time consuming to get a shot like that. So we went to Storyblocks. All we gotta do is search for quill pen. We've got plenty of options. We picked out the one that we liked the best. Perfect. So we started with this clip from Storyblocks, and then we used that shot to reverse engineer our whole scene. First we found a costume that looked kind of like the one that was in the shot. We all kind of thought that Miles had sort of a John Hancock vibe, so we made him do it. Come on, it's practically the same guy. We also found a replica of the Declaration of Independence, which actually looked pretty legit. After looking closely at the Storyblocks clip, we replicated the lighting of the scene, and when we put it together, it looked like we shot all of it.
Feathers don't really make sound, so there was a lot of opportunity to get really crazy with the sound design in this project. The video starts really soft and quiet, and then it escalates. There's this one shot where the feather looks really sharp, and I paired it with a knife shing. There are so many layers with the sound design, so on first watch through, you might not catch everything. Listen to this video with headphones on, and you might pick up on a few little Easter eggs.
So this commercial starts out and you think it's gonna be some kind of National Geographic or Discovery Channel nature documentary. So we needed to get a shot of the feather in an outdoor setting. We wanted it to kind of be like lightly, gently falling and landing on a bench. What we didn't plan for was how difficult it is to control where a feather goes in the wind.
Just go where I want you to go, feather. No.
We need this feather to land right here.
Might be a pipe dream to do this outside.
Bottom line, it's hard to get a feather to land right where you want it to.
In the middle of a field, dropping a feather 100 times, all for a dumb joke. Is this even gonna be funny?
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We gotta remind ourselves it's gonna be good.
So we ended up just cranking the frame rate to 120 frames per second and just chasing this feather around the park. We're really just looking for like a split second of footage. So having it in the cranked frame rate at 120 allows us to slow it way down and kind of prolong that little bit of footage that we need. Luckily, there was a moment in there that worked.
This whole concept required so many specific little shots to make the joke work. It would have required so much time and cost so much money, it just wouldn't have been worth it for us to do it on our own. Thankfully, we have a secret weapon. That is the massive library of Storyblocks. Storyblocks has an unlimited selection of curated professional content. Literally 1 million clips of footage for you to choose from. Templates, music, and sound effects, images, and a lot more. With the subscription, you get unlimited downloads, which means you can test out effects and clips to enhance your videos and bring your creative vision to life. Take it from us. Stock footage licensing can be pretty complicated, but Storyblocks makes it really easy with their clear-cut licensing and coverage. It's a game changer. Storyblocks is a great resource for any creator, so check out the link below.
How do we blend stock footage from Storyblocks with our own footage? I had these 2 shots of this owl. I wanted to make it look like the camera was going through the owl's eye. You get from shot 1 to shot 2 with a quick zoom, and then from shot 2 to shot 3 with a little bit of creative masking, so it looks like the feather is appearing in the eye. Pretty seamless.
The script says bullseye. So obviously we have to hit the bullseye. Unfortunately, none of us are archers, so instead of trying to hit the bullseye every single time, we just started with the arrow in place and then whipped the camera to kind of imply that motion. No one's gonna know. To sell the effect even more, I had Miles flick the end of the arrow right before we whipped the camera down to make it look like it had just made impact. A whip down from the previous shot and then continuing with a whip down in this shot creates this seamless transition and also helps sell the effect that the arrow was moving before the camera caught it.
We wanted to end this commercial with a huge impact, and we have this great line, "Feathers go hard," which is seemingly contradictory, so how do we show that? We imagined something kind of like that classic Ford truck logo falling on the ground and just like shattering the earth. We thought it'd be kind of funny if feathers could do that. So how do we do that? Feathers are obviously very light, so the challenge was creating something that looked like the feather actually sort of broke the ground. We made some fake concrete using some flour in a tray and a lot of trial and error and experimentation. We tried cracking it in different ways. That didn't always work.
Oh boy. Miles, what did you do?
And then we tried sprinkling some rocks on top.
Just needs a little rock seasoning.
It wasn't looking perfect until we spray painted the whole thing gray. I think we got it.
I think it's working.
We dropped the feather so many times to try to get it to land just in the right spot, and we finally got it. But we weren't done yet. The shot was gonna need some post-production work to really finish it off.
I cut out the feather, took the shot into Photoshop, healed the background so the cracks disappeared, and then back in Final Cut with a little bit of keyframing, masking, camera shake. Boom, looks good.
I had this idea to set the feather on fire for a shot. We didn't have any plan for where to put it in the video, I just really wanted to do it. It worked out pretty good. It smelled really weird.
2 reasons why you should watch the final edit right now. Number 1, this is the most epic commercial for feathers you will ever see in your life, guaranteed. And number 2, it's nominated as a Music Bed Awards official selection. That's right, nominated. Check it out.